Hello, I'm Jeffrey Wolfe, executive producer and host of Adventure CEO's Leadership Insights. And, with this whole COVID-19 pandemic and the great shutdown that has been necessary as a result of it, that has affected all of us. And as you're watching this, know that you are not alone. Things are starting to open back up again, but it's been hard, hasn't it? I mean, I don't know about you, but I've had those nights where I've woken up 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, wide awake. No reason for being wide awake, heart pounding a little bit, and just can't go back to sleep. So sit up and I read, maybe do a little bit of work, walk the floors, do a little bit of walk around, around the house and around the neighborhood, and eventually go back to bed. It's just those kinds of nights. The thing is, you're truly not alone. This has been just a grinding experience for a lot of us. Yet, I have to say, I've been very fortunate to be surrounded by people that are making a decision to find a way through this. And I just want to let you know that we're here with you to find a way through this. We're getting through this together. And this is something that can either be the worst experience of your life, or depending on the choices that you make, this can become something that when you look back on it years down the road becomes, while not a preferred experience, but something that you'll look back on and say, great things did come from that in the long run because of people that you met, because of relationships that you built. Have you been reaching out to people who haven't talked to in a long time? I've done that. Someone counseled me to do that. Started making phone calls and checking in with people and going, how are you doing? I've had some incredible from the heart conversations, reconnecting with people. That has led to making new friendships, new colleagues, new business relationships throughout that, and new opportunities, which has been very uplifting. The same is available for you as well. Stay with us. Stay with us on this journey. If you're sitting back and enjoying some movies you've been wanting to watch for a long time, that is fantastic. There's also time to do some of the things that you've been wanting to do, wanting to put off for a while. There's an advantage, and I hadn't really thought about that at first. And someone's going, "What are you doing with your time?" It's like, well, watching some movies, catching up on some backlog TV programs that I haven't seen. And I go, what have you been wanting to do that you didn't have time for? And I really started to think about that, and that has led to making some different decisions, working on my health and eating, and I've been getting back in shape. I've been connecting with again, like I mentioned, friends. Consider doing that. Reach out. Who have you reached out to? Call someone you haven't talked to, a family member, or a friend, or a colleague, someone you might want to get to know. When going to the grocery store and shopping, I've always been making sure to say, hey, thanks for being here, appreciate it. That's led to some great conversations with people that are now becoming new fast friends. This has been tough. It's been hard. I understand it's been hard for you. It's been hard for me too. Something else that I was counseled on a number of years ago was fear is having wet pants. Courage is doing your job with wet pants. So I've been doing my job with a stack of dry pants sitting within reach, because there's those moments where I just have fear. I'm concerned about the future. What's going to happen? And it gets intense. It's just those moments where it's really intense. And it's exactly that. There are moments, and it passes. And I reach for another pair of dry pants, and I move on. So that's something that I wanted to share with you. Think about that perspective in terms of how what are you doing with your time? How are you getting through this? Are you staying connected with people? And as I've done that, if I've reached out and talked to more people, it's been great to be surrounded by more and more people with the same mindset where they're moving forward. They're going to be out front with the other leaders as we're coming out of this, and we're starting to come out of this, which is fantastic. I was very concerned that we could be months and months more, depending on where you're at. We're still stay at home and very locked down. Pretty much everywhere, it's happening at different rates. Everywhere's opening up a little bit more. We're testing, being responsible. Get out, see people, do more responsibly, right? We're still wearing our masks. Don't forget why we're wearing masks when we're out in public. It is to protect other people, right? So that if I sneeze, if I cough, if I get excited and I'm talking, so I'm not spraying, when I'm talking, that's dangerous. So we maintain physical distancing while we're socially gathering and socially connecting. There's a lot going on live stream. More and more people are on live stream. Seen some celebrities have been live streaming. The thing that we're doing with Broadcasters United, so that we can connect with you and talk with you. Join in on the live stream. Start one yourself. So much good can come of this. What are you studying? I've had an opportunity to study some things that I just couldn't get to before. I've learned a lot. I've worked on myself as things that I needed to work on personally, and I'm determined to come through this as a better man, a better husband, a better entrepreneur, and contributing more, and also better connected with the people around me. And I'm seeing that come true. It's a great feeling. You can do that too. Whatever that looks like for you, and I'm sharing specific to my situation, and I know your situation is different. It's tough. You can get through it. We can get through that together. There's going to be a lot of good that comes from this. My parents were from the Great Depression generation. They grew up as they were in their teens during the Depression. They lived through World War II. My father and virtually every single one of his friends that he grew up with all ended up serving in combat during World War II. So they knew a couple decades of some really extraordinarily tough times. You know what though? When they would tell the stories about it, whether they didn't talk so much about combat, but particularly with the Great Depression, when they talked about how hard it was, how he had to save, work hard and scrimp and save for 6 months just to buy a brand new pair of shoes. They would talk about stuff like that, and almost in the same breath about how much fun they had. There were so many good things that came out of that in hindsight because they banded together and got through the experience. And that is my hope for you, that you stay with us, that you reach out, you connect with people. We're here for you. Other people are here for you. You're never truly alone. And from that, we've got a lot of strengths together. And several years down the road, we're going to have a chance to talk, hopefully face to face over a nice meal, sit down and break bread, and we're going to have some laughs about the funny things that happened during the Great Shutdown. And we're also going to have some, wow, it gives us goosebumps to talk about things that were, because some things were so good that came out of it in hindsight. That's the future that we've got. That's the future that I'm looking at. I can see it's right over here. I want you to come along with that, with us. Come along with me. Come along with the rest of us at Broadcasters United to that future. You can be part of that. We've got a place for you there. We're holding a seat for you. Walk that journey with us. You know, it's a trudge. Right now, it's still a trudge. Understand. But again, my message to you is you're not alone. We're trudging together. And we get a chance to talk. I'm sure we can find some humor in some of it too. You know, it's changing. We're coming out of this. It's going to be fine. And I know if you disconnect from some of the headlines and some of the negative things that you're hearing, yes, it's tough. Loss of one life is tragic. We've done what was asked of us. We've flattened the curve. We're continuing to follow the guidelines in terms of wear masks, keep physical distance, be respectful of each other. And we're going to get through this. We are getting through this. And I'll tell you what, I've had a lot of opportunities to laugh at myself. I have really made some major bonehead moves with some of the things that I've done over the last 60 days, 90 days in the lockdown we've had. We're in California here, and it's really been stay at home. But in hindsight, so far, it's been a good experience. And I'm expecting it's just going to keep getting better. And it will for you too. It's great having a chance to talk with you. Glad that you're staying healthy and safe and hopefully amused too. And we'll be seeing you soon. I'm Jeffrey Wolfe, executive producer and host